When you work on your garden this weekend, save time to sit and enjoy it. And Melissa's solving a cocktail problem.
Whoever thought gardening could be so refreshing?
For a kids' room makeover, Juliet draws inspiration from the home of a classic Aussie children's author.
One of the most rewarding things about gardening is sitting down and enjoying the view, but it's also really important because you can then plan your next jobs. Now, this is Natalie's garden. Natalie's asked me over for a bit of advice. Thanks for having me.
Oh, thank you for coming.
So tell me, how do you like to enjoy your garden?
Exactly like this, sitting here with a cup of tea.
Yes.
And just pottering around.
And pottering around. I can see you've started a few jobs. You've got the sort of edging and pebbles and lovely sculpture.
Yeah, I've been experimenting to see what grows under the big tree. Not really
Yeah.
sure what to do under there.
OK. You've got good bones, a really nice layout. You've got some lovely plants growing, but I think we just need to work with what you've got and lift it to the next level.
Yeah, great. That sounds great.
OK, well, you enjoy your cup of tea.
OK.
Leave it with me.
Whatever's coming, I know we'll make it through.
I think what this garden really needs is a focal point, but not one like this sculpture. I want to create one where Natalie can come down, sit and enjoy the garden from another perspective. But first of all, there's a little question about this garden edging. Now, I've spied all these bricks that lead to a compost bin. We can relocate that so it's not a main feature of the garden, lift these up and use them for our edging. Now, I'm going to get Brent to lift those because I'm going to be scraping back these pebbles. In other parts of the garden, there's some sawtooth brick edging, so I thought I would replicate that. We've used all the bricks from here, and we're just putting in the new edging along the way. Now, to make this look really nice, you do need a string line, which will help your level stay nice and flat to make it look as fantastic as Brent's doing. Once he finishes that, I'm going to get onto the bench. For our bench seat, I'm actually making it out of sandstone. Now, I've got a couple of offcuts for the leg. I'm going to put a piece on the top. The most important thing when doing any bench is to get the finished height right. You want it somewhere between 400 and 450 millimetres is perfect. No higher, no less. And to do that properly, you need to make sure the legs are plumbed in both directions. Once I get this set up, I'm going to concrete round with some rapid set. For the top of our bench, I'm just using a simple step bullnose. Now, this comes with a nice rounded edge on the front. So when you sit down, it's not going to hit the back of your knees. It comes at this size, but I've got a little trick for you. I'm just going to take one of our old bricks, nice clean edge, and I'm just going to use that in a circular motion. And that just gives us a pencil edge, so that means it's comfortable no matter where you sit. Very nice. I really like what Natalie's done here with the cross pattern and the star jasmine growing on the fence, but it all finishes here and the rear of the garden feels incomplete. So I'm just going to add in 3 more panels, 1 along the side and 2 across the back. And I'm just going to use these really simple stainless steel eyelet screws. They're going to go into the top rails of the fence, and then some stainless steel wire just to create the crosses.
Hello, how you doing? You trying to call me out? We used to be something, now you ain't my woman. The hell is you talking about? Something or other, kissing a hug, that must be about some other breezy. Or you talk about some other stuff, you're dealing with drugs, all I hear is you need me. I'm needing you, like, you must be her twice. Keep it real, like, I'm done with you.
I've got 2 new star jasmine for our cross wires on the back fence, but for the side, I'm using this one that's already here. It's just sat on top of the ground, so why not use it? Now, a tip when you're planting in front of wires like this is to plant at this point here rather than the centre of the cross. If you plant it in the centre of the cross, you lose all the effect, whereas planting at each end means you can grow some to the right and some to the left. Now, so many of us have a pit or a drain in their garden beds like this one. Now, if you've got plants around it, it's a good idea to use shade cloth or weed mat to stop any debris going in. You will need to get access to it though, so my #1 tip for covering it up is a nice lightweight pot like this. You can just sit it on top and move it if needed. Our bench seat has given us the perfect focal point to come down and enjoy the garden. And as you're sitting here, I've placed the sculpture off to the left. Now, surrounding this area, I'm going to be using lots of different shade-loving plants. I've got some pittosporum, which is just going to help soften the fence. And then this is one of my favourites to go under a tree. This is lamium. It will grow in hardly any soil, doesn't need much water, but it's got a lovely variegated silver to the foliage, so it's going to bring lots of light into this area. And I'll finish it all off with our pebbles again as a mulch. Oh, Natalie, I like the look of this. We started the morning on the deck with a cup of tea, and now we're on the new bench seat with a refreshing beverage.
Yeah, this is lovely.
We've got the bench seat down here, so you've got a whole new perspective on the garden and a reason to come down. I've also moved your sculpture, which is really nice, off to the side, so it sort of only reveals itself when you get down into the garden. All the plants in here can handle dry shade because we've got this big whopper above us, so that's really important. Lots of variegated foliage, and of course, the lovely hydrangea to tie in with the ones you've already got.
Yeah, lovely. Thank you so much. It's really beautiful.
You like
Love
it?
I love it.
Oh, good, good. Well, cheers to us.
Cheers.
When you've been gardening all day, you need to stay hydrated. But surely, after all that hard work is done, you deserve a reward. But imagine if your favourite tipple came with flavours fresh from your own garden. So I'm going to create a wall filled with tastes and aromas that you can place close to the bar for easy picking. Gotta love a bit of summer rain. If you've got a place under cover, it's the perfect time to do a good garden project. So here's what I've got in mind. I'm creating a picture frame with a box built into the back of it so that I can embed some planter boxes into it. So I've already cut out the frame, I've cut out the back and side pieces. All I need to do now is mark it up so I know exactly where to pre-drill those holes. Now all you have to do is glue and screw it all together. And then just use a wet cloth to wipe off any excess glue.
I'll play the joker, you'll be my monkey, and I will teach you how.
You'll notice that our box only has 3 sides. I've left the bottom open to allow for drainage. I'm going to put the frame on top and screw it on.
I find it hard, tied in your guard, taking me by surprise. The tension alone is killing me most.
I've filled the holes and sanded it back, and now I'm just applying a black weather shield paint just to seal it because it's an exterior self-priming paint.
Yeah, I've worked real hard since I was 17. And this is where the good times start.
To give our wall planter a bit of a cafe vibe, I'm just painting the face of the frame with a chalkboard paint. And that way, we can easily label the plants or decorate the frame.
How many drinks have been spilled on the altar of our hearts? You know, I'm sure.
I'm using these simple planters to screw into the frame, and then I'm filling them with all of those delicious botanicals that do really well in cocktails, summer drinks and desserts. So I've got things like strawberries and basil here, which pair beautifully with gin. This is actually sweet basil, so it grows well through the warmer months. And then I'm using this great strawberry called Toscana, which not only has those lovely dark summer berries, which are really tasty, but it also has pink flowers, so it's attractive to look at. Another plant that does beautifully with gin is thyme. So if you want more of a savoury kind of taste, and of course this is a pizza time, so you can use it for all your summer pizza parties as well. I'm I'm also using this geranium here, which is called nutmeg. So it's got an unusual nutmeg flavour. You can use it in cakes and biscuits, but you could also put it in a tea, and then you add a little bit of stevia, and it tastes a little bit like chai. I've got some mint here, but this one is called berries and cream. So berries and cream, of course, tastes a bit like berries and cream, and it makes a lovely sauce that you can drizzle over ice cream or in your desserts. And then finally, I'm just adding a little bit of lemon verbena. So that's fabulous again in a hot herbal tea, but you can also use it in chilled summer drinks. Not only do these herbs look and taste fantastic, but the smell coming off them is just incredible. So now all that's left to do is experiment and refine your bartending skills. Whoever thought gardening could be so refreshing?
I'm giving Mabel's room the Snugglepot and Cuddlepie treatment after our visit to May Gibbs' beautiful harbourside home where she came up with all those gorgeous characters for her books. Now, these panels have added a much needed pop of colour in here, but I also have some great ideas that will complete the transformation. I thought the top corner of this wardrobe would be the perfect spot for some chalk bush art. I'm using real gum leaves and I'm just going to trace around the outside with some chalk. I absolutely loved all those archways overlooking the harbour at Nutcote, so I saw these and thought they'd be absolutely perfect in Mabel's room. But because this is plasterboard, I'm using these wall mates to fix them in place so that they'll be perfectly secure. So this will give you a place for the screw and then you can just hang them on. I've chosen these shelves because they're slimline and we're in a very small room, so that means that we won't be encroaching on any space. And I've hung them at a height that's just out of Mabel's reach, but down here I'm going to put some little bookshelves, which means you can access books really easily. There is such a huge range of these. You can find almost any character from May Gibbs' books. These little guys are going to sit right here on this shelf, and we've even got some mushrooms down on the skirting board. To soften these metal arches, I'm using these really pretty flower garlands, and I'm just going to wrap them around the arch like that. I could leave them just like this, but I'm going to add in these really sweet little toadstools. And I also found these really lovely dried pink flowers, which are reminiscent of May's own garden. This is all looking so cute, but I have one more idea for Mabel's room. Now, normally a bed would be one of the last things that I would put back into a room, but I'm putting this in here now so that I can work out the placement of the other decorations in the room, including these very sweet Bush Baby wall stickers. Now, part of the proceeds of these go to charity, which is really lovely, as well as anything else you buy featuring May's work. I'm just using some masking tape to pre-position these on the wall so that they end up in exactly the right spots. The beauty of using these decals is that they're removable, which means they're great if you're renting. And these particular ones you can reposition for up to a whole year, so you can move them around if you need to. These are really easy to apply, but to get them perfectly smooth, a credit card or a store card does the job well. the window, I'm using a sheer which will allow lots of light in during the day, and then I found this really gorgeous gumnut baby fabric, which I've lined with block out so that it's really nice and dark for Mabel to be able to sleep. This has been such a fun makeover. Mabel now has a brand new bed that's been personalised just for her. She has somewhere to hang her clothes, and I've created this really lovely zone where she can pick up some books and let her imagination run wild. Come and have a look. What can you see? Gumnut babies? Yeah. Hey Mabel, do you want to come and sit here? See your name? What's your name there? It's your very own bed. And did you see the flowers up there? There's lots of flowers and animals. Yeah. And lots of your favourite colour, which is? Green, that's it. You're going to have lots of fun in here, I think, aren't you? Yeah.
Well, I reckon every Aussie falls in love with one of these at one stage in their life. They give you shelter from the sweltering sun, protect you from drizzling rain. They're even good to swat the odd fly away with. But the real romance of a hat for me is they all have their own story to tell. We're in the Upper Hunter in Australia's horse capital of Scone to meet a local craftswoman who's creating quite the buzz with her signature designs, all meticulously made with love. She might even be able to convince me it's time for an upgrade. Laura, I feel like you have brought me to a piece of paradise. Tell me about this place.
It is an absolute slice of heaven, Jo. I just absolutely love Scone. It's my hometown and where I draw my inspiration from. The landscape, the beautiful colours, being here with horses. It's just, we're so lucky. And translating that in a hat, you know, a feather that you might pick up that might remind you of a place or a time gone by.
So you do realise that you've got a lot of people talking about your designs. So we might have to head into town and take a closer look.
They tell their own stories, what can I say?
Well, today we're telling your story. So Laura, whilst you've returned to your roots now, you did have an amazing corporate job. What made you decide to change everything?
I honestly just wasn't happy in my corporate life anymore. I needed to be doing something that I was passionate about.
So you came up with hats. Now that is quite a leap for somebody who obviously didn't have a background making hats.
No.
So when did you sell your first hats?
My very first hat was actually on a Sunday morning at the Bondi Market to Jared McVeigh.
You're kidding. Swannies legend?
Swans, AFL veteran, Jared McVeigh.
Oh, wow.
The second was actually Delta Goodrum.
What?
The very next week.
That must have been amazing. But then not long after COVID hit.
Yeah, well, 6 months, pretty much 6 months to the day from when I launched my business.
So what, you then just packed everything up and came home?
Threw it all in the boot of the car and just drove up the highway.
Wow, you are gutsy. I cannot wait to see this shop.
Let's go.
So this is it.
This is my store.
It's enormous.
I know, right? Yep, full of all the exciting things.
What a great space.
This is it.
Oh my God, this is awesome.
Thank you. Welcome.
It's such a feast for your eyes. I mean, this is so beautiful.
Thank you.
You go from nature and then you go down here to
Put it on a hat.
You put it on that.
These hats are my dad's story. They're my family's story. This was my father's hat. He gifted me his collection of hats just before he passed away.
God, that made me cry. I'm sorry that you lost your dad, but he obviously played such an enormous part in your life and has been such an influence. What was it about hats that he loved that he's passed on to you that you love?
Oh, just the character and the stories that they told and the adventures that you can have in a hat.
This is just so beautiful.
Our treasure chest.
So what is it? When did you get this little?
This is a printer drawer.
Oh, wow.
They used to print the news and fill each of the sections with little metal letters to make the columns of the newspaper letter by letter.
So it's not only the beads and the different cotton and treasures in here. I mean, look at all these feathers up here.
They're beautiful, aren't they?
Oh, stunning.
They've been sent in from people all across Australia.
What, complete strangers?
Absolutely.
Aren't they
From paddocks.
exquisite? Oh my goodness, this is unbelievable.
Hat heaven.
This is hat heaven. I love hats. Come on, what should I try on?
Let's go, cowgirl.
Go hat head. Yeah. Oh my God, I love that.
Yeah.
It's so fun. What about a pop of colour?
A pop of colour.
Yep, okay. Oh, I like that baby blue. That's so pretty.
This is a hat that tells a story or two.
If only this hat could talk. This is going to be a very expensive visit. What else?
Hey.
Oh my God, I love that.
Yeah, me too. All
Oh,
things
that's
Philly.
so pretty.
A neutral tone in camel for
Yeah.
a more everyday look.
You have literally just touched on one of the great things about hats, because people think you have to have just a special occasion to wear a hat, but you actually don't have to.
No, everyone can wear a hat.
Yeah.
They're for every occasion.
Absolutely amazing. I mean, how do you even make a hat? Like, what is the process?
So they all start as a full felt base, and then we block and steam them until they're in the size that they need to be, and then cutting the brim to whatever size.
Wow, that looks great.
Now comes the fun part. We get to shape it and turn it into any style of hat that you like. Nat here is stitching in a leather sweatband on the inside of the hat.
Yep.
Mia is hand plaiting a 12-strand plait in kangaroo leather.
Mia, you must literally be the most patient woman in the world.
There are beautiful silks and
Yep.
linings and trimmings that Geordie uses to make her chunky hat pins.
Oh, isn't that beautiful?
There's even a branding iron, and I can personalise and brand in a property brand.
Yeah,
Or
okay.
initials.
Yep.
But in addition, because everything looks better when it's rugged and burnt, I also do this really exciting thing where I make the hats look quite distressed by lighting them on fire.
Wow. Can you believe from where you've started this, you've got companies like Google and Sportscraft and everyone lining up. And then there's your hat parties. I mean, you've been doing hat parties both, in person but also virtually.
Yes, it's just been such an incredible experience to be able to share in that excitement.
Because it is actually so inspiring. I mean, for anyone who's watching who's like dreaming of taking that leap, of changing their life, what would your advice be?
It's so simple. Just back yourself.
Wow.
If you know what you stand for and what motivates and drives you every day, and you back yourself, you can be literally unstoppable.
Laura, you are speaking straight to my heart. This has just been the best day. Thank you.
Thank you.
You know, we all love our pets. It doesn't matter whether they're dogs or cats or birds or whatever, we become really attached. And when we lose one, it's a tragedy. Not just for us personally, but for the friends of that animal that's passed away. So I've come all the way to Dungog in the Hunter Valley of New South Wales to see such a situation and a solution which just hasn't gone according to plan. You'll see what I mean. Sandra, Dr. Harry, how are you?
I'm good, thank you.
And this is the troublesome two.
Yeah.
Who is this one?
Well, this one doesn't have a name, but that's Christy.
Right, and you've experienced a lot of problems. Talk to me about these problems you've had.
They attack you. They bite. Ow! Go away.
I mean, I watched that video on the steps of your place, and I thought, my hat, these guys are fair dinkum, aren't they? They're really into it.
They get down there and they won't let you down. Ow! That's my foot. Get off, Molly. So the only thing I can do is yell out for the dog to come and help.
Good girl. She's your best tool to protect yourself. Get someone locally to help your trainer.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah.
To herd these. It won't take very long for her to master those two.
Okay.
This is a situation which has gone horribly wrong, hasn't it?
Well, I bought 2 goslings a few years ago.
Yep.
Agatha and Christy, definitely male, female. They had a little clutch.
Clutch. Yeah.
They were fine.
Gonna give it all, bring the fire. Even
One morning I came out and Agatha was missing. Agatha sadly was taken by a dog. So he actually pined, Christy pined for her, which was really quite sad.
So, how did you find a replacement for Agatha? What did you go and do?
Someone gave me a goose. I thought it was a female.
So did they, probably.
Turned out to be a male,
Yes.
but he's now turned Christy to the dark side.
So, your life is being ruined by 2 ganders.
Yes.
It's all to do with
The weather?
sunlight. Hours of daylight and
okay,
darkness,
yeah.
okay? As the hours of daylight increase, a little part of the brain, called the pituitary gland, becomes active. It starts to send out hormones, and they say, get going. So the male's behaviour level will go up, because his male hormone level will go up, so he will become more aggressive, defending your mate and defending the territory in which you both live.
Yeah, they're
That's
very
why-
territorial.
But you know the good news? He'll all be back next year. Same time, same place, stay tuned. It'll be back.
I don't know enough about geese to solve it. I was told if I got a female for Christy,
Yes,
that it will calm him down.
yes. Would you like a girlfriend? I do think introducing a female would work. Will it decrease the aggression? Yes, I think it will. So the question is, how do we know we're going to get a female? Come out, wherever you are. Come on, come on.
Come on, boys.
I wouldn't recommend you do this unless you're very confident around your geese. Otherwise, leave it to the vet. Okay, this is the bit that bites. You can take that and tuck it under your arm. Right, the goose can breathe quite easily through there. Open that foot right up for me. Look at the big webbed foot. That's how they can swim. And the other thing is the wing. Now, look at that.
Oh, okay.
See that bit there? That's the bit that really does the damage. That's like their elbow, if you like, okay? So if we were going to determine whether this is a male or a female, I'd be looking at the vent, which we call a cloaca. So eggs, manure,
Oh, really?
fecal material, everything comes out of the one hole. And then with gentle pressure, you can tell whether you've got a male or a female, quite obviously. Away you go. All right, we've got to find you another Agatha, haven't we? And perhaps the best place to start is at a local breeder or farm like this one. Sandra, I brought you along to have a look at what our French goose called Toulouse. And let's see this family, okay?
They're not attacking.
No, of course they're not attacking. And you're not frightened, are you?
No.
There you go, that's half the battle. All right, come on in, let's have a look.
Oh, my goodness. They're going to be protected, aren't they?
Oh, no, they'll be all right. Yeah, they'll always stand between us and them,
Yeah.
you know. That's pretty normal. Chattering away.
Yeah.
And that little squeak, squeak, squeak is pretty classic of the babies.
Oh, they're so cute.
Yeah, gorgeous, aren't they?
They are so cute.
If you look at the two of them, you know, to me, her head looks a little bit more feminine.
Yeah,
His head looks
he's
a bit
quite
more
buffy,
robust,
isn't
you
he?
know.
Yeah.
And I think that, you know, that's probably the male there. But that's just, I guess, once again, I would want to sex them.
Yeah.
That's the only way you can be absolutely sure.
Yeah, I know.
But they're cute, aren't they?
Oh, they're absolutely adorable.
So now you should think about getting yourself a female.
I know.
Having your own little family
I
at
know.
home. And guess what, folks? Great news! Since my visit, there's been a little goose swap. To introduce a new female successfully, it was decided Sandra's cranky male had to go. And thanks to our friends at the farm, the gander is now happily living with a flock over there. While back at home, Christy now has a new girlfriend by the name of Charlotte.
And oh, I'll never let you go 'cause you're the best. I'm obsessed.
Peace and harmony restored at last.